Welcome to the channel, and today we are going to talk about some of the most spine-chilling things caught in a mental asylum by a camera. While most of us might know that hospitals have ghosts stuck after their death, sometimes they tend to mind their own business. But only does a mental asylum have some of the scariest and craziest human beings who were rotten to death by torture and agony. While it may be hard to believe, but it is true. Just like any other place, are these mental asylums haunted too? Let's take a look. The Proper People is a YouTube channel that is popular for giving us a guide to some of the most haunted and jinxed places in the world. A particular even decided that they were going to visit an abandoned mental institution, for this time with another YouTuber named Dan Bell, who runs a YouTube channel called This Is Dan Bell. And what they witnessed and saw inside the hospital will shiver you from top to bottom. When they entered the hospital, they felt something off about this place and noticed that it had an eerie vibe to it. This building was covered in some areas with painted lines with weird patterns and drawings that looked like a possessed kid drew, and it had some terrifying equipment which you would only find in a horror movie.
Oh, more of these things.
It's the same thing from
the other place.
It's the same thing from the other asylum.
They put the kids around.
Just look at those chairs, which looked like they were carrying tied monkeys and wild animals, but instead of moving animals, they were taking crazy kids. And as the video went by, things got even more haunting. They also switched off the lights and stopped stalking for a brief second to inspect whether what they were hearing was real or not. It was real, and they looked closer to where this sound was coming from. And sure enough, this sound was coming from outside. What exactly do you think that the group was hearing? Is it a trap from one of the ghosts? While it could have been, the guys stayed inside and decided to explore the place more deeply. And what they seemed to have heard next was some of the most horrifying things a person could ever hear. These guys seemed to be attending to the sounds of a woman now and then, and also seemed to find some reflection on some things. But what do you think? Is there any part of the video where you seemed to have seen a ghost? Let us know in the comments. If you think the first video was scary, wait till you see this video. A YouTube channel named Sam and Colby is known for visiting some of the most terrifying and chilling places in the world. And this time, they decided there would be nothing more fun than seeing a haunted asylum. The group traveled from their location to Madison Seminary, which is hailed to have a disturbing history behind it. And when they entered this building, they knew they were up for something truly blood-curdling. Before joining the building, they had a chat with the owner of the building, who said there were sightings of tall shadows and mysterious shadowy figures from inside it.
Creating that experience tonight.
What is that? Whoa, 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 whoa.
I was hearing that
Down this hallway.
Is that footsteps? Yeah.
What was that, though?
Madison Seminary was opened way back during the mid-19th century, and from the beginning of its opening, this place has always been set as a stage for evil experiments. As if this wasn't scary enough, every floor of the building has a specific, unique, and strange power when you are in it. And in the next couple of minutes, the group began experimenting and making efforts to talk with the spirit of the buried nurse. One sat right down where the nurse was buried with a communication device many other paranormal experts use. And not even a few minutes into it, the boys start getting strange and loud signals and responses through the radio, which went in a pattern of Greg, adultery, nighttime, wed. This pattern of messages shocked the group as it perfectly summed up the incident that was rumored to occur around that area.
Preacher!
So it's a religious, like, school, pretty much?
So the student was a preacher.
I don't know about that.
Or a preacher
was having the
having an
Yes.
affair with a student.
Yeah.
But this was a preacher school. Like people learning. Why would it say preacher and then say students, you know? Like it could have been any other type of school or military school or something.
Right.
Chills.
And immediately after this happened, the REM pod went off, and the device started beeping loudly. This group of guys continued their journey through many other rooms, and while they were wandering through this building, they seemed to have heard footsteps and dark shadows one by one. And they decided to try to communicate with ghosts in different rooms, and what came after that was truly terrifying.
Whoa.
Lou? If you're down there, come over here and talk to us.
But they decided they wanted to investigate the surgeon's room one final time. What came next stopped everyone's hearts as they heard some footsteps in the last few minutes.
Was that a window?
No, I think it might be this thing.
No, it's a hallway.
The third video on this list is one of the scariest and spine-tingling videos you will ever see. This scary mental asylum paranormal encounter was uploaded to YouTube by Exploring with Josh. And in this video, we see Josh collaborating with another YouTuber, Seth Borden, who also specializes in making videos about paranormal activities. And they together decide to visit one of the most haunted and possessed mental hospitals that ever existed. And this 1-hour video on the internet will give you sleepless nights if you watch it, so we only advise you to watch it if you have a strong heart.
I'm sure, and things like that. But then, of course, there would be times that...
Floor, guys, and why do you find the 5th floor so intriguing?
I don't know.
Since then, it has been rumored that the hospital has become home to many demonic spirits, and people have claimed to feel something supernatural, possessive, and evil in that place. Everything which had to go wrong already went incredibly wrong.
What is that?
That's a motion sensor. What was that? Hang on. Let me figure out what that was.
Josh and his team started to try and make a connection with that restless ghost, and they indeed did.
Whoa.
Yes, you were a nurse?
Thank you.
And this ghost looked like it was not in a mood to interact and was throwing multiple cuss words onto one of the crew members, who is a female. This continued for a few minutes, and the cussing ghost also confirmed that it was the nurse itself, and then suddenly something fell on the ground, which scared everyone. After that, the group started to explore more of the hospital, and before exiting the hospital, the spirit gave them the fright of a lifetime.
Hi.
Thirsty? We can get you a drink.
Holy shit!
They're saying that on the radio. You know it's real. They don't say that.
Now we gotta figure out if somebody touched you. I thought I heard you say you died in here. If you did die in here, can you please say dead? Holy shit!
The fourth video we are about to show you were again taken from the YouTube channel Exploring with Josh. And this time, Josh and his crew decide to visit the craziest mental asylum in the world, which was abandoned a long time ago. And while we know that you are expecting something scary, watching was also terrifying. Josh and his crew traveled all the way to look if there were any spirits in Penhurst's asylum. Yes, you heard that right, Penhurst Asylum. This asylum was said to have carried some of the craziest operations and experiments inside it.
Thing is freaking going off.
Mine's going off too.
Is yours going off too?
Yeah, and this is a real one.
Both the K2s are going off at the same time, and I think they're both emitting the same level too. 3 K2s.
This hospital was an institution for mentally and physically disabled children.
No.
No?
I felt something else.
Try not.
It's cold as hell though.
Yeah,
I'm just, I want to
when
keep
it-
my hand there because...
Few people were also quick to mention that this was similar to the Hawkins lab in Stranger Things, where patients were abused and tortured. The lab closed after cases of overcrowding and calls for completing it after it was used as an example of how you should not be treating patients.
I actually got my own ghost scare and an EVP recorder. I'm gonna try this myself. Can you touch the red light right there? I'm pointing at it right now on the ground.
That's kind of weird. I thought I heard it.
Happy about that? Can you say the word happy?
But they were determined to do what they best do. Then one of the spirit boxes got turned on itself, making everyone's blood run cold. And they realized that they invited this unwanted danger to themselves.
Oh shit. That's the end.
What do you think of this video? Do you live near a cemetery that has given you eerie vibes? Make sure you let us know in the comments.